Okay, we're going to continue doing our notes for our reading test. So we left off on pages 10 and 11 about reading for Thurgood Marshall. Okay, so as Mrs. Miller reads again, you're going to find a detail and a stop, tell me more. And I would like for you to write a question, something you're wondering about. Let me see if I can get this focused a little bit better. Okay.
Miss Miller, you're frozen. What did it say?
I'm going to read this and you're going to find a detail or a stop, tell me more. Okay, Anafisa? Okay.
Miss Miller, you're frozen. My internet connection is invisible, so it keeps saying it over and over.
So fighting racial.
And everybody's. Wait, is it?
So fighting racial segregation. The case involved a problem familiar to Marshall. An African-American student wanted to attend the University of Maryland Law School. The university claimed it could legally have only white students. Marshall and Houston thought African Americans should be allowed to get in because there was not an all-black law school in Maryland. The court listened to both sides and agreed with Marshall and Houston. After this victory, Houston asked Marshall to work for the NAACP full-time, and after 2 years, Marshall took over Houston's job as lead lawyer. Marshall and Houston knew their case against the university was an important victory. It became their goal to end segregation not only in universities, but also in public schools. They began by taking on numerous cases, well-known universities all over the United States. Several cases were heard in the Supreme Court, and Marshall and Houston won. During the 1950s, the Supreme Court ruled that universities could not bar students because of their race. More importantly, in 1954, the Supreme Court ruled that separate but equal is not equal at all. So here's a timeline of Thurgood Marshall's life. 1908, he was born in Baltimore, Maryland. In 1930, he graduated with honors from Lincoln University. In 1933, he graduates first from his class from the Howard University Law School. 1935, won his first major civil rights case. 1936, becomes an assistant special counsel for the NAACP in New York. 1954, he wins Brown versus the Board of Education that stopped legal segregation in America. 1961, he was nominated to the U.S. Second Circuit Court of Appeals by President Kennedy. 1967, he becomes the first African-American justice on the Supreme Court. In 1991, he retires from the Supreme Court, and in 1993, he died at age 84 on January 24th. Okay, go ahead and do a stop, tell me more. Find a detail and a stop, tell me more.
And a question?
And a question. And this is page 10 and page 11. And if you could go ahead, if your internet's good, keep on your video so that can tell me how I'm doing with pacing.
Can you say the page? Oh.
Page 10, page 11.
Miss Miller?
Uh-huh.
Can you scoot the page a little this way? The book a little more this way?
Does that work?
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah, that works.
So you're finding a detail and a stop, tell me more that you think's important in about Thurgood Marshall. And come up with a question, something that you're wondering about.
Miss Miller. Miss Miller.
Yes?
Can we do the ones with the years on them too?
Yep, that's part of the information, right?
Okay.
You can always use your visuals to pull out information. Great question there, Ismail. Make sure you put the page numbers too.
Mrs. Miller,
Uh-huh.
can you read it one more time?
Yep. So the case involved a problem familiar to Marshall. An African-American student wanted to attend the University of Maryland Law School. The university claimed it could legally have only white students. Marshall and Houston thought African Americans should be allowed to get in because there was not an all-black law school in Maryland. The court listened to both sides and agreed with Marshall and Houston. After this victory, Houston and Marshall worked for the NAACP full-time, and after 2 years, Marshall took over Houston's job as lead lawyer. Marshall and Houston knew their case against the university was an important victory. It became their goal to end segregation, not only in universities, but also in public schools. They began by taking on numerous cases against well-known universities all over the United States. Several cases were heard in the Supreme Court, and Marshall and Houston won. During the 1950s, the Supreme Court ruled that universities could not bar students because of their race. More importantly, in 1954, the Supreme Court ruled that separate but equal is not equal at all. So I'll just recap this a little bit. He was born, he graduated from the university, he graduated from law school, top of his class. He won his first major civil rights case. He became a counsel with the NAACP. He wins the Brown versus Board of Education case that stopped legal segregation in America. He was nominated to the Circuit Court of Appeals by President Kennedy. He becomes the first African American justice on the Supreme Court. He retires from the Supreme Court and he dies at the age of 84. So again, you should have your detail and your stop, tell me more, and you come up with a question. Ethan.
What is the Supreme Court?
The Supreme Court is the highest court in all of the land. So they make sure that if another court rules on a case and it's unfair, they hear that case. So they're sort of like the kings and the queens to make sure the courts make good decisions. Okay, if you give me a thumbs up, that will be my signal that you have got your detail, your stop, tell me more, and you thought about a question. And if your thumb's not up, you should still be writing. Thank you, Ms. Olympiada. Thank you, guys. I see lots of thumbs up. I still see some pencils moving. So we have 2 more sections that Mrs. Miller will read and we'll take notes on. And then you'll need to find a highlighter. So if you're waiting and you want to track down your highlighter, you can do that.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
I've covered my whole page.
Can you turn it? Just continue your chart, Broderick?
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's page 10 and 11,
Yeah,
right?
10 and 11. Thank you, Olympiada. I see your thumb up there. I know you're done. So I see a lot of good you do, right? Working on your assignment, on your test.
Miller,
Yes, Ethan.
can I go to the bathroom?
Yep. We'll wait for you. Okay.
Miller, can I also go to the bathroom?
Yep, if you're all done, make sure you put the page number. This side was 10, this one was page 11. Okay, we'll wait for our friends to get back from the bathroom and then we'll continue.
Oops, I forgot to add the page numbers in the one before this.
That was page 8 and 9. So Rowan, you could just choose one of the page numbers.
What do we highlight?
We're not highlighting anything yet, Gabe, because we haven't finished, right?
Okay.
I just wanted you to find a highlighter if you were done.
Mrs. Miller, when you and Gabriel were unmuted at the same time, I heard like you echoing.
I heard that too. Okay, we got Mr. Ethan back and someone else took a bathroom break. Who was it?
Rowan.
Rowan, and Rowan, you're back. Okay.
No, I just haven't gone yet.
Okay. How about after I get done reading this page?
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to read pages 12 and 13. And again, you're finding a detail and a stop, tell me more. You don't have to do a question on this page. So this was taking on the Board of Education. One of the NAACP's goals was to end segregation in public elementary and high schools. The group thought it was time to end school segregation in the United States. Linda Brown could not attend school near her house because of her race. The case that changed history is called Brown versus the Board of Education. The case went before the Supreme Court, and the lead lawyer was Thurgood Marshall. By this time, he had already won 29 of the 32 cases that he argued before the Supreme Court. Linda Brown was a third grader in Topeka, Kansas. She had to walk a mile to attend an all-black school. Monroe Elementary School was much closer to her house, but Linda could not attend there because she was African American. Linda's Brown's parents called the NAACP for help. The Supreme Court combined Brown's case with several similar cases from other states. Marshall used his knowledge of the Constitution to argue this case. He claimed that separate schools for blacks and whites were unequal and that segregated schools went against the Constitution. In 1954, the Supreme Court agreed. The Brown case was a huge victory for all African Americans across the United States. There would be no more segregation. Okay, this is page 12, and this is page 13. So find a detail and a stop, tell me more.
Miss Miller,
Yes, Kimberly.
can I go to the
Yep,
bathroom?
go ahead. How are you doing, Kaya? Getting your detail down? See a lot of pencils moving. Great job. Finding your detail and your stop, tell me more.
I'm just trying to come up with one right now.
So again, page 12, page 13.
There's nothing highlighted. I can't figure one out.
There is lots of details on there, Rowan. Use your detective eyes. What was the most important thing to you?
What are the numbers again? The page numbers?
Page 12, page 13. Let's see if I could.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes,
I finished. What do you highlight?
not yet. Ethan, there's one
Oh,
more thing
okay.
I got to read to you. I just wanted you guys to find the highlighter.
Can you repeat the page numbers?
12, 13. Thank you, Calvary, for letting me know you were done. Thank you, Hey Susan. Thanks, Ethan.
What are the page numbers?
12, 13.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Yep. Okay, so give Mrs. Miller a thumbs up if you're done. If you haven't already, give her a thumbs up. That lets me know how much more time we need. Okay. Okay, about 3 more minutes, and then I'm going to read the last section. So you just got.
I just need my stop, tell me more.
Okay. So if you're done, you want to take a little stretch break, feel free to do that. Don't exit out, right?
If we're gonna leave the meeting.
Nope, don't leave, Brody. I have one more page. We still have some more work to do.
No.
No, I just need to find out what the stop, tell me more is.
So when we're done,
Mrs. Miller?
so
Yes.
we're done. When we're done.
Brody, you're lagging, bud. Go ahead, Emery.
Are we gonna
You
You said you would bring the chat back later.
Oh, I know. Sorry. During lunch, I got sidetracked. I'm making a note
It's good.
right
it's
now.
fine.
And the reason I took it away today, too, is because I didn't want us, I really wanted your own details, right?
Oh, and during lunch, I also sent you a Gmail.
Okay. Okay, about 2 more minutes, and then I'm going to read our last part.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes, Miles.
I think I might know what Brody was trying to say. I think he was trying to say after you read the last page that we're gonna leave.
Oh, I want to walk you through what you guys still have left to do on your test, okay?
I think it was actually somewhere near 10 that I sent.
Okay. I'm going to read the last page. And this one is page 14. So I'm going to zoom in because I only need this page.
Mrs. Miller,
Yeah.
I'm writing all my questions in one box because I don't have enough room, so I'm just writing it on the side in the questions.
Oh, that's totally fine, Addison. Okay, page 14. So again, you need to come up with the detail and a stop, tell me more. Becoming a Supreme Court Justice. The Brown case made Thurgood Marshall famous. He became a federal judge. Then, in 1965, President Lyndon B. Johnson chose Marshall to serve as a lawyer for the nation on cases argued before the Supreme Court. On January 13, 1967, President Johnson nominated Marshall as the first African-American Supreme Court justice. He became the voice for workers, people of different races, and women. Thurgood Marshall served on the Supreme Court for 24 years. He retired from the court in 1991, and he died in 1993. Those who knew him fondly recall his service to his country. He tried to protect the rights of African Americans and make sure there was equal justice under the laws for all Americans. Okay, find a detail and a stop, tell me more from page 14.
Are you going to read the other page?
That's the end of the book, Ismael. We made it to the end.
Is that page 13?
14.
Oh, 14.
Okay, how you doing there, Samantha?
Are we going to finish all... Ethan?
Say that one more time, Olympiada. Was that you?
Can you zoom in?
Yep.
Are we going to finish all EQ?
Yeah, I'm going to walk you through the next step. So that means if you're with me today, you guys are going to have less to do tomorrow because what I'm going to do is actually stop our video because the next video will explain what we're going to do tomorrow, but I'm going to give us a little bit of, because we still have